Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu Alaykum, everyone. To all of my followers, this is my second video for my YouTube account, but I only started the YouTube account for my Tumblr, my baby hijabi blog. So today was my 10th day as a hijabi, so I only went to work today because school vacation, so I just kind of threw on one of my Alamira hijabs, and for those of you who don't know, I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. My nearest neighbor is like, there's a field between us, so I have absolutely no need to wear a hijab at home, and so I put this one on just for the video. I just kind of wanted to, well, first of all, I wanted to discuss something, and I kind of wanted, you know, maybe input, and maybe even for some of my other sisters who are hijabis to kind of share their experiences with this. I've noticed that, you know, in a very short amount of time, because 10 days really is not that long, people have kind of, I don't know if they've gotten used to it or if I have just stopped looking for reactions, but and even when I was looking for reactions, I really didn't catch that many. Like, yeah, there were the stares, there were the questions, you know, but there weren't that many, you know, compared to what was in my mind. But after only 10 days, people have really stopped reacting, and, you know, alhamdulillah, you know, I'm not complaining. But people have really stopped, you know, they've stopped with the shocked stares, and they've stopped with the questions, and I don't know if it's like they're used to it or if, you know, they just don't care that much. I've noticed, like, because, you know, the first day I went into work with it on, and everyone was just like, oh, you know, whatever. I'd kind of mentioned it to them ahead of time, so it was just like, whatever. But, you know, that next day they were like, oh, wait, I had a question for you. And so it was just like, it kind of mounted in that situation. And I've actually noticed that reactions, you know, in my experience, you can group them by age group. I've noticed that, like, you know, the littler kids, like the 3 to 7-year-olds-ish, you know, they react with the, you know, like the shocked, like, look, like, and then immediately followed by, what's that thing on your head? And, you know, like the, you know, the wide-eyed wonder, which, you know, mashallah, it's adorable, trust me. I work around kids, and I cannot tell you how many times I got that this week, and no, last week, not this week, and it just, mashallah, it was adorable. And then the 7-8-year-olds to like 14, 15-ish, they really didn't. They were like, whatever. I don't even notice that you're there, let alone the fact that you have a scarf on your head. They didn't care at all. And, you know, 15 to 18 is kind of a throw up. They might not quit, they may not care, they may have a question, they may stare at you, they may glare at you, or they just may not even acknowledge the fact that you exist. And then the adults, if they had anything to say, it was, you know, it was usually a question. The only instance where I got, you know, something rude, and it wasn't even directed at me, it was directed at somebody who was standing next to me, about me. It would, you know, they had questions. They were often weird questions. Like, I mentioned in the last video, the woman who asked me if I had converted to Buddhism, and I told her that I had no knowledge of Buddhism whatsoever. So no, I did not. Yeah, I was like, no, that didn't happen. And, you know, like the woman who asked me if I'd gotten married, and I actually found out that one of my other hijabi sisters, people thought that she had gotten married when she started wearing her hijab too. So I didn't feel so alone anymore. And so, you know, I just, like, people have just stopped. Like, I don't know, you know, it's possible I've just stopped looking for reactions, but, I mean, even the little kids have, you know, gotten used to it. And, you know, the adults, like, they're still, like, you know, the quiet stares, or, like, they're trying to be quiet, but I can still see them, but I just am not acknowledging them, alhamdulillah. The only things that I've gotten in the past 2 days, which, you know, granted, I haven't really left my house, like I said, because I've had so much to do, and then I've just been going to work, was yesterday when I went to Subway. The woman, she was just like, hey, can I give you a compliment? And me being me, you know, my head was 9 feet into the clouds, and I was like, huh? And she was just like, you're very beautiful. And so I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And she was just like, oh, no need to thank me, it's just the truth. And so, you know, I can't say I've ever gotten that before. And then today when I went to get something to eat after work, the woman who was waiting on me was kind of giving me one of the like the drawback stares and like the shocked stares, and I was just kind of like, oh, whatever, smile at her, except I didn't do it like that. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about, is the fact that, like, I've noticed that people have just stopped. I don't know if they stopped caring, whatever. Not to say that I'm not expecting, questions in the future, or, reactions in the future, negative reactions in the future, but, I remember, on day 6 when and don't worry, I will stop counting days eventually. It's not going to be like day 895 of being a hijabi. I'm sure I'll be able to trace it like that, but I'm probably not going to. Eventually it'll just become what it is. I remember that Renee said, it must just be a thing with the new hijabis, because it's been a very long time since I've gotten something like that, or something like that. So, I feel like 10 days is a very short amount of time for people to stop reacting, but, alhamdulillah. I don't mind by any means. I'm not one who really likes to draw attention, and besides that, it kind of defeats the purpose of hijab. Just saying. So if you would like to ask questions, leave comments, strike up a conversation, be my guest. I think you can contact me on YouTube. I haven't really touched the YouTube account other than just uploading the videos, so that's probably not the best place to get at me. But you can contact me through my Ask on here. I believe you can leave a comment or a question without having an account, but I'm not sure. Just babyhijabi.tumblr.com/ask. You can also contact me on Facebook, not friends, send me a message, whatever. Just, I'd be more than willing to, have a conversation with you, to answer your questions, whatever, inshallah. So, have a field day. I will see you in the next video, inshallah, and in future text posts, photo posts, inshallah. Assalamu Alaykum.